In the long-standing tradition of CosmoQuest, we have started the stream muted. So anyways, let me recap what's going on. I am updating the lunch calendar because that was my dogs. I was totally my dogs. Yes, you. I'm looking at you. You want treats for that? You were barking. She's like, but I'm sitting now. Anyways, so instead of playing games while I wait for everything, because I don't have any of that set up, I am going to be updating my personal launch calendar. I use Rocket Launch Live. They are pretty good about updating everything, and there's a few other sources I sometimes use, but really Rocket Launch Live is good enough for me. So when I do this, I go down here and click Modified, and it sorts it by the date the last, or the, yeah, date the entry was last modified. So this one, I think the modification was just simply this. The countdown is proceeding normally at this time. And then I just finished editing the Jillian, which is probably pronounced wrong, hyperspectral. And I think I just finished adjusting the date to the NS10 suborbital. And I use, instead of just going off of this, I plop the launches in to Google Calendar that I also have access to Weekly Space Hangouts. So I can do things like this. And it looks like a lot because it is a lot. But it quickly, let me go down to the week mode. It quickly lets me see if there's a conflict. Like at the end of Daily Space on the 24th, it looks like there's going to be a launch. So whoever's doing Daily Space that day may just decide to cover the launch instead of doing like daily news roundup. That's usually what I have that for, but because there's a lot going on with the Weekly Space Hangout calendar, I just turn it off. So there's that. And for ones that are like this far out for June, I'm not going to add them. I take it back. I might actually add it. Okay, so next is OneWeb -1, 106. So I'm gonna scotch out to schedule. And they said that it says Soyuz, and every time I think it says Soyuz, I think Roscosmos. Cool, so they added a lunchtime. I hovered over that for a second. Cool, no seconds. OneWeb, Aryan Space, 437. So it's on the 19th. I'm not even going to bother changing the name because it's just for my use. So 437, I use 24-hour time because reasons. It did not take it. Bad Google. And then set this out to an hour and make sure it knows that it's in the Eastern time zone. So if somebody else is looking at this and they're in a different time zone, they're not like, what's happening? And then this is saying it's been postponed. I'm just gonna go ahead and add this Chinese Yes, I agree. Everyone totally should use 24-hour time, but they don't. And it is mildly confusing. And I know you're biased towards UTC, and I, I, I'm just gonna let the computer do the work for me for that, because I could switch all the times to UTC, and I could put them all in the calendar as UTC, but this website loads up automatically in with my time zone, and looking at the calendar and then this sometimes gets confusing, because then I'll go and edit a thing when I'm viewing all these times on Rocket Launch Live in UTC, and I'll go to edit something and it'll be like, oh, this is already the correct time. It's just showing me the time in Eastern. And Walkster TV and Keeper Maps ads and metric. I wish we would adopt metric. I had a freaking calculus class where we did pressure in like foot pounds, and I was like, are you serious? All the other classes where I've ever done pressure have been in freaking like newtons, like normal people. And I guess because there were so many engineers, they decided to use foot pounds, and no, no, no. I thought I was going to sneeze. Yeah, yeah. Welcome to America, where foot pounds is a thing. I don't like it. Americans use foot pounds. American engineers use foot pounds, apparently. And it's disgusting. It really, really is. And part of that is because I don't understand it, and part of it is because why? Why? Everybody else is using this other thing. Why can't we just switch? But no, we don't just switch. Alright, so I'm going to add this one for June. And because I don't... Oh, that's May. Because it doesn't have an exact date for June, I default and put it for the last day of June. So make sure I put it on the right calendar. Excuse me. And I swear I had seen this before, but it's okay. I do occasionally end up with multiple entries because of just how things get adjusted. China, save, open it back up, add no live video expected because it's China. And the Great Firewall works in both directions. Alright, back to... Tell it to go back to today, February 18th. That's already there. I think I'm catching up. Because I did do this the other day. So this is pretty quick. Hey! Kevlar makes a comment about, I read on New Horizons, 2 engineers had issues. One used foot-pounds, the other used newtons. Yeah. Gem Doctor adds, U.S. standard bale has 3 different weights depending on which state uses them. Yep. I am also not surprised by this. And it makes me sad. I'm gonna just kind of, sorry, moving the microphone, and it may or may not be on camera, but it's closer to my face now. It's on a boom arm, so when I'm not using it, I literally just push it all the way up out of the area, and, you know, when I'm getting ready to stream in a hurry, it sometimes doesn't get pulled down the way it should. Alright, cool. So that's our launch calendar updated. So the next thing that I would do for is, because I don't know if Blue Origins doesn't have a time yet, This one for China, there's no live video expected. So I think for this November Sierra 10 suborbital is making me anxious. I feel like they should have a time on there already. It's literally 2 days away. But they don't. So whatever. So the next one that I'll probably pay attention to and focus on is this microsat Romeo from Israel. And they are notorious for putting up the launch feed at nearly the last second. And they may or may not announce it on social media. And they are launching it themselves. So I can't even be like, all right, Arianespace has got this one. No, they're launching this microsat themselves. And not a whole lot of info. They have a lot of information here. If you really want to nerd out about it. The launch time at the pad, the location, the vehicle, the provider. I will pull up today's. Don't start, dogs. Oh look, it already has the thing here. So we'll swap to that in a second. But yeah, they pretty much update all this stuff all the time. And today is... Hey. No. I don't need your opinion. I got this. I understand you're on the floor just because, you know, you're waiting for Cheerios. But they update the stuff, you know, fairly regularly, and it's pretty awesome. So, with that, I'm going to find my OBS and switch things over while I do other things. Yeah, they're kind of jumpy today. The mail, unfortunately, is going to come during the broadcast, and that's what they're waiting on. My mail carrier arrives between 2 and 3 every day, and it's a bit sometimes. I'm hoping so too, and I'm hoping everything works the way it should. There, we'll just transition to that. Because I think this is one of the launches where I just had trouble with it. Hey, get back on your mark. Where I couldn't get the stream kept crashing, and I rebooted my computer and all this other stuff, and then it got scrubbed at the last minute. So. Oh. Tony Bruno was tweeting something about wind, but nothing since then. Alstro. Bleh. Alstro. Also, Aster YYZ. Favorite Humans said that your name sounded like a unit of measurement. So while we're talking about measurements, he was like, what's Aster YYZ? Like, it's a person. He literally thought your username was a unit of measurement. I was slightly amused by this. Yeah. So hello everybody. We're just as you can see, we are literally waiting on the stream. I guess I can turn some of those things off. We'll just go that because I think it's quite obvious that we're waiting on the stream. Oh no. Yeah, no, we'll just, whatever I did, I'm gonna stop touching it. I'm gonna stop touching it. Because my countdown timer is usually off anyway. And this way we don't have to deal with that at all. Oh, your shadow is on camera, but you're not. Over here. Okay, now that's an extreme close-up. Back up. Hey, there you go. Can you sit? Can you speak? Come on. See, you guys bark when I don't want you to bark. But you don't bark when I want you to bark. Come on, Puck, speak. Come on. Do it. Speak. Ruff. Ruff. Arf. Arf. This material is not intended for resale. I got that. Alright, we are going to force it to be in high quality so you guys can read all the text. They have no sound. An error... No. No. I am not okay with this. What is happening? Not again. No. I am not okay with this. I swear this happened last time. No, 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 no. Whatever voodoo I need to do to make you work today... That's not where you go for treats. Okay.
Launch Alliance Delta 4 Heavy rocket.
Maybe it'll all work this time.
At Space Launch Complex 6, a Delta IV Heavy rocket is fueled and ready to launch the... At Space Launch Complex 6, a Delta IV Heavy rocket is fueled and ready to launch the NROL-71 mission for the National Reconnaissance Office. Good morning and welcome to ULA's live launch broadcast. I'm Tyler Strickland, a trajectory engineer from ULA's mission design team. Currently, the launch team is not working any... It will conclude following confirmation of payload fairing jettison, which occurs about 6 minutes after liftoff. A few moments from now, the count will... that may come up prior to entering the terminal count.
Not ready.
I believe he did say they were not
Lieutenant
working.
Daniel Smith,
Any issues?
the 30th Space Wing's weather officer, recently briefed the launch team on current weather conditions at Vandenberg Air Force Base. The probability of violating launch constraints is 60%. The ground winds are 8 knots out of the north-northeast, and the temperature is 64 degrees Fahrenheit. So the weather is within the launch commit criteria for our Plan T0 of 11:05 a.m. Pacific. As I mentioned earlier, today's coverage will conclude following payload fairing jettison. While the launch team continues with their final preps, let's take a look at a preview of some of the events we'll see.
We have ignition of the RS-68 engines. 2, 1,
Okay.
0.
Did anybody else find that interesting? That they're all like, there's 60% chance that we'll violate, you know, launch conditions or whatever, and yet they're still going to launch? 'Cause, yeah.
Shortly after liftoff, Delta IV begins a pitch over to attain the proper flight path, while minimizing the pressure the vehicle experiences during flight. The Delta IV reaches Mach 1, the speed of sound, at 1 minute 22 seconds. At 3 minutes 56 seconds, the port and starboard booster engine shut down, followed by jettison.
Okay, it obviously does not like it when I go full screen, and it doesn't like it when I have it.
Delta IV is burning propellant at a rate of 1,945 pounds per second, traveling at more than 13,215 miles an altitude.
Don't do it.
378 miles downrange. At 5 minutes 36 seconds, propellant levels deplete and the main engine shuts down. 7 seconds.
Right.
vehicle now weighs a little more than 7% of what it did at liftoff.
So I find it
At 5 minutes,
curious.
55 seconds,
I'm gonna turn
the
this
first
down.
Delta-
I find it curious that Israel launches, SpaceX launches, literally every other launch that I watch on YouTube doesn't have this flipping problem where I have to keep refreshing, even though the numbers keep going up. I don't know if it's just YouTube not prepared for the traffic or what's happening. So,
Produced in Decatur, Alabama, the Delta IV Heavy, the nation's proven heavy lift launcher, is comprised of 3 common booster cores, each powered by Aerojet Rocketdyne RS-68A engines, and a Delta cryogenic second stage powered by an Aerojet Rocketdyne RL-10B2 engine. The NROL-71 payload is protected during a preparation for launch. On October 26th, the spacecraft, encapsulated was transported to the Mobile Service Tower, or MST, at Space Launch Complex 6 and mated to the Delta IV Heavy rocket. The Mobile Assembly Shelter, or MAS, was moved to its launch position. The MAS protects the Delta IV rocket from the wind and fog so common to its location here on California's Pacific. Preparations at Space Launch Complex 6 begin with rollback of the Mobile Service Tower, or MST. Using 40 hydraulic cylinders at pressures nearing 3,500 psi, the MST was raised 8 inches, 100 feet by 100 feet by 300 feet. The MST is as tall as a football field is long, as wide as the length of a basketball court, and weighs in at about 10 million pounds. Using a carriage transporter system traveling at about a quarter mile per hour, it takes about 25 minutes to roll the MST to its launch position 300 feet 23 stories and weighs about 1.6 million pounds fully fueled. The 3 Delta IV RS-68A main engines produce more than 2 million pounds. Approximately 6 minutes later, at stage separation, it weighs just 7% of what it did at liftoff. The NRO is a joint organization in research and development, acquisition, launch, and operation of innovative overhead reconnaissance systems necessary to meet the needs of the intelligence community and the Department of Defense. The NRO is recognized for its innovative intelligence, support international peacekeeping and humanitarian relief operations, and to assess the impact of natural disasters. The art for today's mission depicts an eagle as the symbol of and the nation, providing a fitting mascot to represent NRO's support to our nation's warfighter. The initials JLC on the foreground dog tag are in honor of Colonel Joshua L. Chamberlain, a Union commander who was awarded the Medal of Honor for his heroism at the Battle of Gettysburg on July 2, 1863, when he held top against a repeated assault from Confederate forces. Colonel Chamberlain's heroism, leadership, and commitment to service before self includes the NRO
it's
mission
already
number,
set
NROL-71.
at auto.
Along with the Heavy in Vandenberg Air Force Base.
I don't know what the issue is other than it's
Motto, serving notes.
Saturday and it's snowing and things. So, yeah, I don't know how to fix that.
15-minute hold. Again, this is a planned
Oh, they're in a planned hold. Okay.
15 time to resolve any final outstanding issues. If you're a regular viewer of ULA's webcasts, which we hope you are, or if you've been following the mission, you know we've had some technical issues. Last week, I had the opportunity to discuss those with Jim Zimmerly, ULA's chief engineer.
So thanks, Jim, for taking some time out of your really busy schedule to talk with me today. I just wanted you to maybe talk to us a little bit about the scrub in December that was due to a hydrogen leak. How did we actually identify where that leak was? Like, what tests did we do to find that out?
Yeah, so as part of our standard process, anytime we launch the vehicle, we have a HAZ gas system that monitors all the conditions in the vehicle, monitor for any excess hydrogen, any excess oxygen, or any other propellants. During our launch attempt, we saw elevated readings. We did some troubleshooting on the day of launch and could not identify where the hydrogen leak was coming from. So we had to scrub that day and go initiate an investigation to figure out where the hydrogen leak was coming from.
What kind of steps have we taken to identify where that is and remedy the problem?
Yeah, unfortunately, when you work with hydrogen, the leak only showed up when we're at liquid hydrogen temperatures, only at minus 423. And there's no evidence once you're done, once you've detanked and got back into the vehicle, to tell you where the leak comes from. So what we had to do is initiate a tanking test. We create a special configuration with the engine section to have HAZ gas monitors at all the locations that were suspect for the leak, repeated the hydrogen tanking test, and then identified the source of the leak. We identified a valve on the engine that was leaking, so we went in and removed and replaced that valve. And then we repeated the tanking test just to make sure we had found the location of the leak and put ourselves back into a configuration that was acceptable for launch. We successfully completed that test, and now we are ready to get back into launch.
On an earlier attempt, we actually had a pretty visual scrub where we had a launch abort during the T-minus 10 seconds and counting. Could you kind of explain to me and the viewers what happened there?
For the last 10 seconds of our launch attempts, what we have, the terminal count sequencer rack takes control of the vehicle, makes sure everything is ready to launch, starts the engines, and allows the vehicle to take off. The data that we saw, that we can see, shows that the valves did properly switch from the ground to the flight configuration. Unfortunately, the electrical signal back from the vehicle that confirms that position switch occurred properly, we didn't get that feedback from the vehicle that it switched properly. So the system automatically aborted before we started the engines because we hadn't got verification that we had the proper configuration of the vehicle.
Right, so essentially, everything did work as intended, even though there was some smoke and flame.
Yeah, the system is definitely watching to make sure we're in the right configuration. It monitors it and will shut the vehicle down to make sure we don't launch in an improper configuration. And that's exactly what it did.
So obviously a lot of time and effort and energy has gone into fixing this. So really looking forward to launch, and thank you again for taking some time to talk with me today.
Right, thanks.
Brief of the three issues that have been discussed and outbriefed on Net 6.
Today's mission is ULA's first in the new year. 2018 also began with a mission for the NRO and included the first Mars mission from the West Coast and the bittersweet last flight of the venerable Delta II. Let's take a look back.
Liftoff of the United Launch Alliance Delta IV rocket, preparing the NROL-71 mission.
Liftoff of the Atlas V rocket.
Liftoff of Atlas V. Goes S.
So I'm going to turn that down for a little bit because I don't know entirely about their music, and it may get the video on demand muted, which it happens. So yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed Dog Cam, Kevlar. I try to keep them on the camera. The fact that there's a blanket there is really honestly for the smallest dog because she likes laying on blankets. And in relation to, so the camera's here, YouTube's here, the dogs are there. Hi, favorite human. So, and it's kind of limited. What?
Those conditions. So that concludes my outbrief on that one, LC.
LC concurs. LD? LD concurs, and we'll take the short version on next two, please.
Roger.
MD.
MD concurs. All right. Second item was the swing arm ready indication on the PLC and CGLS team went back and determined that they had a command timing issue with the PLC.
We remain in the planned 15-minute built-in hold. In a few moments, launch conductor Dylan Rice will poll the team for the final go to pick up the countdown. 31 engineers and managers will be polled for system status and readiness to proceed with the launch. This is the final status check before launch for all Delta vehicle systems, ground systems, the spacecraft, and the U.S. Air Force Western Range. The readiness poll includes hydraulics, pad water deluge system, electrical systems, pneumatics, propulsion systems, flight control, and propellants.
We were seeing approximately 22%. That is the op limit for that item. We also have a red line limit at 23%. So oftentimes when we have wind indications, high winds, we see high indications on these alarm parameters. We continue to monitor in the starboard location via the RLM, but recommendation is to disable 6 line items associated with the port and core location. And I can provide those to LC after we get concurrence here. But the team concurred or recommended to proceed into launch with those 6 alarms disabled and just monitor on the starboard location. That concludes that out brief as well, LC.
LC concurs. LD.
Concurs.
MD.
MD concurs.
And LC line items are 0988, 0989, 0990, 1000, 1001, and 1002. Those are the 6 line items to disable an RLM.
Roger. And RLM LC,
Go ahead.
you're prepared to implement the anomaly team's recommendation at this time?
Affirmative.
Proceed.
And LC, we also want to make sure we disable line item 587 for the PDOT measurement as we're manually monitoring that.
Roger.
Well, minus 5 minutes.
LC, this is RLM.
Go RLM.
All the limits discussed in the anomaly discussion have been disabled.
Roger. LD, LC net 1.
LDN 1.
Yes, sir. Given the late-breaking anomaly discussions, I need additional time to complete the final steps of the countdown procedure before we're ready to proceed into terminal count. Recommend we extend the built-in hold.
Concur.
All right, well, they're
And so for the team on net 1, we will not be proceeding with the window open launching.
extending the hold. I don't know what the launch window is, Astro YYZ.
OSM, LC net 1.
Go LC.
Verify the hold fire switch is in the proceed position.
Ready to proceed.
Red line monitor, LC.
Go ahead.
Verify red line monitor and event table are in the correct configuration for terminal count.
We're active to give me 1 minute.
Roger. RC, LC 1.
CRCN1.
Verify solar radiation limits acceptable for launch.
That's verified.
Are they pulling? Not quite pulling.
Flight control, LC.
Flight control.
Perform launch on time verification.
Roger.
LC, this is RLM.
Go.
Red line monitor and the event table are in the correct configuration for terminal count.
Roger.
And LC flight control, launch on time is verified.
Roger.
I'm not entirely too sure what's going
LC,
on.
LD on 1.
Go LD.
Please coordinate a new T0 of 19:10 Zulu.
Roger. 1910 Zulu. RC, LC 1.
This is the RCN1.
Please coordinate a new T0 of 1910 Zulu with a range.
Roger, new T019:10:00.
ALC. Please set the countdown clock for a new T0 of 1910 Zulu.
Roger.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like there's some issues.
LC, ALC.
Go.
Countdown has been set for new T0 of 1910 Zulu.
1910 Zulu?
The team is now working to an 11:10 a.m. Pacific launch time after resolving some issues and extending the hold.
Terminal count. First aid systems. Propulsion.
Okay.
Go. Hydraulics.
Go.
Locks.
Go.
LH2.
Go.
Second stage systems. Locks.
Go.
LH2.
Go.
Electrical systems. Airborne.
Go.
Ground.
Go.
Facility.
Go.
RFFTS.
Go.
Flight control.
Go.
COM.
Go.
TC cubed.
Go.
Operation support.
Go.
Pneumatics.
Go.
Umbilicals.
Go.
HAZGAS.
Go.
ECS.
Go.
Redline monitor.
Go.
Quality.
Go.
Ops safety manager.
Go.
ULA safety officer.
Go.
Vehicle system engineer.
Go.
Anomaly chief.
AC is go.
Range coordinator.
Clear to proceed.
Launch director.
Launch vehicles ready to launch.
Mission director.
You have permission to launch.
First
Yay!
DLC verify T0 set for 1910 Zulu.
Verified.
MEQ established swing arm lock pins full.
Active.
Polling is complete and the launch team has given the go for launch. The countdown will resume approximately 2 minutes from now. At T-minus 4 minutes and counting, we will enter the terminal count and begin securing the second stage liquid oxygen tank. At T-minus 3 minutes and 32 seconds, CBC liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen tank securing is started, including closing the propellant fill and drain valves. Also at T-minus 3 minutes and 32 seconds, vehicle transfer from ground facility power to its own internal battery power will be complete. At T-minus 3 minutes, the vehicle ordnance system will be armed, and CBC liquid oxygen and liquid hydrogen propellant tanks are verified to be at flight pressure and flight level. At 2 minutes prior to liftoff, the team will verify that the hydraulic system is pressurized and confirm CBC, DCSS, and FTS battery voltages. At T-minus 1 minute and 20 seconds, the team will begin securing the second stage liquid hydrogen tank. At T-minus 60 seconds, Western range readiness is verified. At T-minus 50 seconds, the DCSS liquid hydrogen tank is secured at flight level. At T-minus 15 seconds, the ROFIs are ignited at the base of the vehicle to burn off excess hydrogen. At T-minus...
And counting.
Gonna make it rain on the dogs.
Ground pyros enabled.
Second stage lock secure at flight level.
The countdown clock has resumed and we are go for launch at 11:10 a.m. Pacific.
Minutes, 25 seconds.
Guys, I think it might actually happen this time. Move this again. Jay Ramsey says, well, I'm go for Minecraft here at my station.
Seconds.
Thanks for the bits, Linnies. The dogs, as you can see, are happily hoovering them up.
2 minutes, 49 seconds.
FTS internal.
CPC locks at flight pressure and flight level.
I don't even know what I said. Hoovering? Is hoovering them up a bad thing to say now?
T-minus 2 minutes.
Vehicle internal.
Hydraulic pressure 4,000.
1 minute, 55 seconds.
Launch sequencer start.
Hey!
CBC LH2 at flight pressure and flight level.
Gonna make it rain on the doggos.
1 minute 40 seconds.
FCS launch enabled.
1
What?
minute
Come
37.
here. Come. No, come here. Don't be doing that. Favorite humans just off screen.
T-minus
Come
90
on,
seconds.
Come look at
The
it
launch vehicle, payload, ground systems in Western Range are go for launch.
You don't have to be on screen.
1 minute 20.
Both views armed.
You can be
FCS count
you can be
started.
the feet in front of the camera. Oh, they'll get it. Don't worry about it. Favorite humans just off camera.
T-minus 1 minute.
T-minus 1 minute.
Rock, report range status.
Rock, range is green.
50 seconds.
Can you see? Hey, come on, look.
Second stage, LH2 secure at flight
It's
level.
fine. It's T-minus 40. Look. Can you see?
Looking.
30 seconds.
Status check. Go Delta. Go NROL-71.
Brophy ignition.
T-minus 10, 9, 8. We should have ignition. 6, 5, 4,
Oh,
3,
is it supposed to look
2,
like that?
1, and liftoff
Nope,
of the United
nope.
Launch Alliance Delta IV Heavy rocket with NROL-71.
Apparently it is supposed to look like that. It does look dangerous, doesn't it? Looked like it was gonna frickin'...
Providing launch vehicle ascent data.
Somebody says they were burning off excess hydrogen.
Across all three R68A engines. Now 30 seconds into flight. And core boosters beginning to throttle down to the partial thrust mode as expected. Core boosters reach partial thrust. Now 46 seconds into flight. Chamber pressures continue to look good across all three R68 engines. Core booster in partial thrust mode. Port and starboard boosters in the full thrust mode. Now coming up on 1 minute into flight.
And now you can't hear it. Hey, they have cameras
Now
on
passing
board.
1 minute, 10 seconds. All three
Yeah.
R68A engines continue to look good. Vehicle's now passing max Q, maximum dynamic pressure. And vehicle is now past Mach 1. Delta 4 is now supersonic.
Hey, we're supersonic now.
Now 1 minute, 30 seconds into flight.
Supersonic.
Chamber pressures on all three R68A engines continue to look good. Core
Oh, look at
booster in
that
the partial
trail.
thrust mode. Port and starboard boosters in the full thrust mode. 1 minute, 40 seconds in.
No, I
Launch vehicle is now 12 miles in altitude,
think this is the booster.
traveling at almost 1,600 miles per hour. Chamber pressures on all three engines continue to look good. Coming up on 2 minutes into flight. Second stage attitude control system press valve has been opened. System now pressurizing to flight levels. Response looks good. Now 2 minutes, 10 seconds in. Chamber pressures on all three engines continue to look good.
Wow, you can see the coast. It's like right there.
Vehicle's now gone to closed loop guidance. Vehicle body rates look good.
IR camera, not this, the other one. Yeah.
Now 2 minutes, 30 seconds in.
Whoa, look.
Just over 3 minutes now remaining in the boost phase of flight.
You can see the curvature of the Earth.
Engine operating parameters continue to look good. Now passing 2 minutes, 42 seconds in. The Delta IV rocket now weighs just 1/2 of what it did at launch, burning propellant at a rate of almost 5,000 pounds per second.
Yeah.
2 minutes, 55 seconds in. Vehicle body rates continue to look good. Now at 3 minutes, vehicle is now passing Mach 5.
It's just past Mach 5.
About 20 seconds remaining, and I'm sorry, 30, correction. Vehicle body rates continue to look good. Chamber pressures on the RS-68 engines continue to look good. Now coming up on 3 minutes, 20 seconds into flight.
That must be the IR
Just over
camera.
30 seconds now remaining until strap-on booster engine cutoff. 3 minutes, 30 seconds in, just over 2 minutes remaining in the boost phase of flight.
These
Vehicle's
are
now
some
passing Mach 10. Chamber pressures on the RS-68 engines continue to look good. And port and starboard booster engines now throttling down to partial thrust in preparation for cutoff as expected.
They hit Mach 10. Yeah. I think this is the IR camera that
And
we're
we have
looking
cutoff of the strap-on engines, standing by for separation.
There it goes, there it goes.
And
Look.
we have good indication of separation of the port and starboard strap-on boosters. Core booster is now throttled back up to the full thrust mode. Engine response looks good.
Say again?
4 minutes, 10 seconds into flight.
Look at us just jettisoning stuff out into the wild, is what Favorite Human said.
Chamber pressure on the core booster in the full thrust mode looks good.
It should turn up in the atmosphere. Esther YYZ says, bye!
Upper stage lock system has begun boost phase chill down
don't get
sequence,
between
giving
them
us
and
thermal
Cheerios.
conditioning of the upper stage engine. Now 1 minute remaining in the boost phase of flight. And upper stage fuel system has begun boost phase chill down.
Oh no, Trekker Kev corrected it
Core
and said
booster continues to look good in the full thrust mode.
no burning up, just a lot of plummeting.
Coming up on 5 minutes into flight, a little over 30 seconds now remaining until BECO. Vehicle body rates continue to look good. Chamber pressure continue to look good on the core booster.
Hey Puck, can you sit? Sit.
Now 5 minutes, 20 seconds, standing by for core booster throttle
look at
down
that.
shortly. Core booster is now throttling down as expected. Standing by for BECO. And we have BECO booster engine cutoff, standing by for stage separation.
That was
And we have good
amazing.
indication of stage separation. Nozzle extension is now deploying. We have
Hey,
pre-start on the
look,
RL-10,
there goes
standing
the
by
first
for
stage.
ignition on the RL-10.
You're missing it! You're missing it! You missed it! The first stage
We have
separated.
ignition and full thrust on the RL-10.
But look,
Chamber
you
pressure
can,
looks
you
good.
can really
Body
see the
rates
curvature.
look good. Standing by for payload fairing jettison. And we have good indication of payload fairing jettison.
Look, there goes the...
Chamber pressure continue to look good
There
on
goes.
the RL-10 engine.
Yeah, it just flop, 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 flop,
This
flop.
first burn of today's mission will last approximately 12 minutes, 6 seconds.
This is Delta Mission Control at T plus 6 minutes and 30 seconds and counting. Patrick Moore has just confirmed the successful completion of the early phase of today's flight. All systems continue to operate nominally, and I would also like to thank Patrick Moore for his support of today's show. If you'd like to know more about ULA or the Delta IV Heavy rocket, visit ulalaunch.com or join the conversation on Facebook and Twitter. If you'd like to know more about the NRO, visit www.nro.gov or follow them on Facebook and Twitter. To finish the show, let's take another look at today's liftoff, which occurred at 11:10 a.m. Pacific. I'm Tyler Strickland, and on behalf of the entire launch team, thank you for joining us and have a great day. 1 and liftoff of the United Launch Alliance Delta IV Heavy rocket with NROL-71 for the National Reconnaissance Office.
Vehicles beginning the pitch over maneuver.
You are hearing the voice of Patrick Moore providing launch vehicle ascent data.
Now 20 seconds into flight, seeing good chamber pressure across all three RS-68A engines.
Yeah, the spooks probably have taken over because it is, you know, a spy satellite and all that other stuff. But that was pretty cool. It finally launched, which, you know, they were having issues with. And the YouTube feed worked the entire time. Imagine that. No rebooting of computers. No scrubbed launches. All right, we're gonna make it rain on the doggos. And my host thing still totally says that we're waiting for everything, and there we go. There we go. Let me fix that. All right. Fix that. Dogs have some, you know, happy stuff. Yeah! More for the doggos! More for the doggos! Oh wait, you guys can't see the doggos. What am I doing? Where's the dogs? Let's go back to this. There. I don't have full screen of the dogs. I should. I feel like I totally should. We may have to fix that. Oh, wait. There we go. There's some dogs eating some Cheerios. Yeah, I totally randomly throw Cheerios. Randomly throws Cheerios! Well, the dogs are enjoying all of the rain. One more. One more, because you guys didn't get to see it rain. Are you excited, Puck? Speak. Yeah? You want these Cheerios? Hey, Puck, speak. He's like, I don't know. Yeah, there's totally a Cheerio in Tinker's back. That happens. It'll fall off eventually. It totally is on her butt, and it's so freaking cute. There's a Cheerio on Tinker's butt.
Yes.
Did it fall off? Oh no, it's still there!
I found them in Puck's fur earlier.
And apparently they were all up in Puck's fur, too. Alright. Fendering asks, do Android dogs dream of RNG Cheerios? I don't know, but my dogs sure do. My dogs sure do. Lockster asks, do you call that a cherry butt or a buttito? I don't know. I don't know. They're both good. Oh, it's gone. It must have fallen off. Alright. I think now they're hunting for Cheerios. So, where is that box? Where is that box? Yeah, I think all the Cheerios now are hidden in the blanket, which is fine. That'll keep them busy for a little bit. That'll keep them busy. Oh, more Cheerios. More Cheerios. Are you ready for more Cheerios? All right. I think you guys just like watching the dogs eat Cheerios off the floor. I'm not at all going to complain about this. Not at all. Anyways, so that was a pretty awesome launch. A little scary. You know, I'm glad it wasn't an instantaneous launch window, which would have meant all or nothing. Glad they had that extra time padded in. Oh, excuse me. The snowpocalypse has officially started in Youngstown, which means the roads are terrible and nobody is going out unless they have to or are forced to. And yeah, as you could tell earlier, I am all nice and bundled up in a hoodie and staying warm and all that other fun stuff as they're still hunting for Cheerios. Another Delta 4, February 1st from the Cape. Let me look that up real quick. I think... Let me look that real quick. I do not have a launch for February 1st. I have a launch for February 5th. That could just mean that Rocket Launch Live hasn't updated yet, which is quite possible. And there are a gazillion different sources I could use to find out when Rocket launches, but I am kind of not up to dealing with searching through websites, not all of which are updated. I've just found that Rocket Launch Live is the one that updates most frequently. Alright. And she's back to digging in the blanket. So we'll cut back to me. Hooray! Yeah, I don't see one scheduled on Rocket Launch Now. DPI is saying Spaceflight Now doesn't have a February 1st launch either. I don't know. Do you have information we don't have, Trekker Kev? Because if you do, share. Because sharing is caring. Oh, I know, Puck, you're looking for more Cheerios, but the launch is over. Everything's over, buddy. He's like, but Cheerios, Mom. But Cheerios. So, yeah, this pretty much wraps up our broadcast. And I don't have Paranor here to that's not at all what I wanted. To do all my things. There we go. So, this has been brought to you 10 for Puck. Come here, buddy. Come here. Come on, Puck. 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 You're not quite on your mark. Are you ready? Are you ready? Speak. Tell Keeper of Maps you're grateful for the bits. Speak. Come on. Come on. Come on. Yeah? You're excited? You're excited? All right, ready? Down. Oh, what a good boy. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, go! All right. Thanks for the bits. All right, so this has been a production in association with the Planetary Science Institute, working in collaboration with Youngstown State University. PSI is a private, non-profit, 501c3 corporation dedicated to solar system exploration in beautiful, sunny... No! In beautiful, sunny Tucson, Arizona, where Puck apparently wants to move to. More, you can find more at the website, psi.edu, and if you ever miss a launch or an episode, feel free to check us out on YouTube. And with that, thank you all for tuning in. You all have been amazing, and I will see you tomorrow when we colorize science stuff. Hooray! You gonna come here and say goodbye properly? Come on. Come here. Come on. Oh. And Puck would like to say goodbye properly. Yeah? Yeah? Oh, thank you, buddy. All right. So, ready to roll the credits? You ready to roll the credits? Are there credits? I can't remember. Oh. All right. Now I have to find the button. Credits roll. Yeah. Yeah. Everybody was awesome, huh? Yeah. Doggy kisses for